the visitors who spoke in dreams. It started quietly, as most things of wonder do. Anna, a young woman in her early 20s, awoke one morning feeling strangely aware of a presence she could not name. The room smelled faintly of rain, though no storm had passed. She rubbed her eyes and sat up. On her nightstand lay a small, folded note in handwriting she didn't recognize. It read, "Do not be afraid. We only speak in dreams. Listen." Her heart raced. Anna had always been a skeptic, a lover of science and reason, yet this felt undeniably real. She tried to dismiss it as a figment of her imagination, but the feeling lingered like a shadow she could not shake. That night, she dreamed. The dream was vivid, brighter than any dream she had ever had. A figure appeared, glowing with soft light, neither fully human nor alien. It spoke without words, yet she understood perfectly. "Anna," it said, a voice resonating directly inside her mind, "you have been chosen to witness. The world is changing, and your role will begin tonight." Anna awoke with a start, her body cold and trembling. The note on her nightstand was gone. The next day, Anna could think of nothing else. At her local library, she researched myths, folklore, and stories of dreams and visitations. Every source mentioned beings who communicated through dreams, guiding humans through times of change or warning of unseen dangers. Yet none mentioned why she had been chosen, or what the visitors wanted. She shared the experience with her closest friend, David, who laughed nervously. "You're telling me glowing dream people are talking to you in your sleep," he said. "Anna, maybe it's stress." "I don't think it's stress," she replied. "This feels real. I can still hear it." David shrugged, unconvinced, but offered to help her keep a journal of her dreams. That night, Anna slept with her notebook beside her bed. In the dream, the glowing figure returned. This time, it guided her through a forest that glimmered with colors she had no names for. "You are not alone," it said. "Many are unaware, but we are here. Watch and remember." Anna tried to ask questions, but no words came out. Instead, images filled her mind. Cities, oceans, people asleep, unaware of the beings watching them. When she woke, she scribbled everything in her journal, unsure if anyone would believe her, even herself. Days passed, and the dreams became more frequent. Each night, a new message arrived. Sometimes the visitors showed her memories she had never lived, events from the past, scenes from other lands, moments of joy and sorrow. Anna began to notice changes in herself. She could sense the moods of people around her. Her intuition sharpened. She often paused mid-conversation to warn someone of danger before they realized it themselves. David began to take her more seriously, especially after she predicted a small accident at work, a car slipping on ice, that he witnessed firsthand. "Okay," he said slowly. "I don't know what this is, but it's real. You're not making it up." One night, the visitor's message was urgent. A deep sense of unease filled the dream. The figure spoke quickly, images flashing through Anna's mind. Fires, storms, people in chaos. "They are coming," the visitor said. "Not to harm, but to test. Prepare." Anna woke, drenched in sweat. Her room was dark, silent, but the weight of the message pressed on her chest. "Test? Who are they?" "Why me?" she whispered into the empty room. She knew she could no longer ignore the dreams. Her life had changed, and something extraordinary was unfolding, something that might affect the entire world. The following days were strange for Anna. The dreams had started to blur with her waking life. Small, subtle signs appeared everywhere. A bird perched on her windowsill when she felt afraid, a shadow in the corner of the street that vanished when she looked directly, numbers repeating themselves in clocks and signs. At work, she noticed patterns in her co-workers' behavior, subtle gestures, expressions, almost like they were signaling something she was only beginning to understand. David watched silently. "Anna," he said one evening, "I've been thinking, what if these dreams aren't just dreams? What if you're connected to something bigger?" Anna shivered. That was exactly how it felt. Every night, the visitors' voices resonated inside her head with urgency, as if guiding her toward a hidden truth. One night, Anna dreamed of a large, circular room bathed in silver light. There were people there, other humans she had never met, all sitting quietly, as if waiting. The glowing figure appeared again and spoke. "These are the chosen, like you. They will awaken, as you have, to see what others cannot." Anna looked around, recognizing fear and wonder mirrored in the faces of the others. She tried to speak, but the visitor's voice filled her mind.
No words are needed.
Trust the connection. Images flashed, each person in their daily life, moments when their intuition had guided them, times they had felt an inexplicable presence. You are not alone, the visitor said. Together, you will understand. Prepare, for the trials are near.
The next night, the dream took a darker tone.
Anna stood on a cliff overlooking a stormy sea. The wind roared and the sky was filled with lightning. A shadow moved in the waves. Courage will be your guide, the visitor whispered. Fear is the test. Anna felt herself stepping forward. The water surged, yet she was not afraid. She reached toward the shadow, and it revealed itself, a mirror image of herself, trembling with doubt. You must trust what you see, the visitor said. Doubt will destroy the path. Anna understood. The test was not of strength, but of belief. She faced her reflection, accepting it, and suddenly, the storm calmed. The waves turned to glass, reflecting a sky filled with stars. In the following nights, the visitor's messages grew more detailed. They spoke of Earth's history, hidden forces shaping humanity, and the balance between seen and unseen worlds.
Anna wrote everything down.
Her journal filled with sketches, symbols, and phrases she could barely comprehend. Yet, as she wrote, patterns emerged. The visitors were trying to prepare humanity for something immense, something that would challenge not just her, but everyone. She noticed changes in her own body. Her senses sharpened. She could hear distant sounds clearly, feel the emotions of others deeply, even sense danger before it happened. Anna, the visitor's voice said one night, the awakening spreads. Soon, others will see what you see. Be ready. Despite the clarity of the messages, fear crept into Anna's heart. What if I fail? She whispered one morning, tears wetting her pillow. David, who had become her confidant, held her hand. You won't.
You're stronger than you think.
And you're not alone. Anna nodded, though deep inside, she feared the unknown. The visitors were real, their messages undeniable, but the weight of the task ahead pressed on her chest.
That night, the dream was quiet. The visitor did not appear.
Instead, she felt a presence at the edge of her mind, observing her. A soft, unspoken warning. The journey was only beginning, and the world outside her dreams was about to change.
In a dream that felt longer than a lifetime, Anna saw glimpses of what was coming.
Cities glowing with energy, storms raging across continents, people awakening to truths hidden for centuries. The visitors showed her paths and choices, each one leading to different outcomes. Your choices matter, the voice said. Not just for you, but for all who will awaken. She woke with a start, her mind racing. The visions were vivid, frightening, but they carried a strange hope. Somehow, she knew the visitors were preparing her, and others, to guide humanity through trials that would test courage, belief, and unity. Anna dreamed of a grand hall filled with the chosen. It was not a place she had ever seen before, yet it felt familiar. The walls shimmered like liquid silver, and the floor reflected the faint light of countless stars above. A figure appeared in the center, a tall, luminous presence, more defined than the previous visions. You are all here, it said, its voice gentle but commanding. The time has come for unity. Alone, you are strong, but together, you can guide what is coming. The humans exchanged wary glances. Some had been reluctant to believe the visions, while others embraced them eagerly. Anna noticed a young man at the far end, eyes wide with both fear and curiosity. This is Elias, the visitor continued. Like you, he has been chosen. Together, you will learn, you will teach, and you will prepare. The visitor began teaching the chosen how to interpret subtle signs in their dreams, symbols, colors, sounds, even sensations. Anna realized the dreams were not just messages but a language, a guide to understanding forces invisible in waking life. Each of you sees differently, the visitor said. Trust your perception, but also share it. Together, the whole picture becomes clear. Anna noticed that some of the others struggled. Fear made their visions blurry. Doubt clouded their understanding. One young woman, Clara, confessed quietly. I can't see clearly. It's like my mind keeps pushing it away. Then let others guide you, the visitor advised. You do not walk this path alone. Anna realized that the challenge was not just internal, it was collective. The chosen had to learn to work together to interpret the signs and warnings. Not everyone agreed. Some wanted to ignore the messages, believing they were hallucinations or dangerous illusions.
Tensions rose.
We can't let fear rule us, Anna argued during one dream session. The visitors are here to prepare us. We have to trust them.
And what if you're wrong?
Another voice said, sharp and suspicious.
What if this is a trap?
The visitor intervened, appearing as a calm, radiant presence above them.
Doubt is natural, but indecision is dangerous. You must act, even when the path is unclear.
Unity will give you strength. Anna felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. The visitors had chosen her not just to witness, but to guide, and she could not fail. In her waking life, Anna noticed subtle warnings appearing, strange weather patterns, unusual animal behavior, news of sudden natural disasters. She shared them with David, who now fully believed her.
It's happening faster than I imagined, Anna said.
The dreams were a preparation, but the world is moving ahead of them now.
David nodded. Then we need to act.
We need to find others who are waking up, just like you said. The weight of the visitor's message was clear. They were not only guiding Anna, but the chosen group, to intervene before events spun out of control. Back in the dream world, the visitor led Anna and the others through exercises. They had to learn to control fear, to focus on clarity of vision, and to communicate with each other through thought. Your minds are bridges, the visitor explained. Through them, you will connect and strengthen one another. Alone, you are vulnerable. Together, you are powerful. Anna practiced daily, pushing herself to maintain concentration even when the dreams grew intense. She felt her consciousness expand, as if the boundaries between her and the others were softening. During one dream, Anna saw a vision so strange it left her trembling. A dark shape hovered over a city, massive and formless, casting a shadow that seemed to stretch across the world.
What is that? She asked, fear tightening her chest.
It is the challenge, the visitor said softly. Not all that comes is evil, but all must be faced. You and the others must be ready, for what you see is only the beginning.
She woke gasping, her heart pounding.
The image stayed with her, a reminder that the world outside the dream was fragile and that the visitor's guidance was urgent. Anna sought out Elias in waking life, feeling a connection to him even before they spoke. They shared dreams, compared visions, and discovered a strange resonance between their experiences. It's like we can understand each other without words, Elias said, eyes wide.
Yes, Anna replied.
And I think that's what the visitors mean. Together we can see more, do more. They agreed to reach out discreetly, finding others who were experiencing similar dreams. Slowly, a network began to form, a secret community guided by the visitors' messages.
That night, the dream was unlike any before. The visitor's voice was louder, more insistent. Time is shorter than you believe, it said.
The events are moving faster. You must awaken the chosen and guide them. Fear and doubt will be your greatest obstacles.
Anna understood the urgency.
The visitors were no longer merely guiding. They were preparing humanity for something monumental, and she was at the center of it. Days passed in Anna's waking life, but the dreams grew more intense. She noticed subtle changes in the world around her, unusual weather patterns, strange electronic disturbances, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures in the corner of her vision. One morning, Anna awoke to find her notebook missing from the bedside table. She panicked, thinking she had misplaced it, but then remembered, a soft voice, familiar from her dreams, echoed in her mind.
Trust, Anna.
Not everything will remain as it seems.
She felt a shiver of both fear and anticipation.
Something was about to happen in the waking world, and it was no longer distant. Anna and Elias met in secret, sharing their experiences. He had seen similar signs, patterns in the weather, odd electrical surges, and even people acting strangely, as if influenced by an unseen force. It's like the dreams are leaking into the real world, Anna said, her voice tense. Or maybe we're finally seeing the world as it really is, Elias replied. They agreed to track the signs, recording every detail, every anomaly. Slowly, they realized the visitors were preparing them not just for understanding but for action, tasks they would have to perform in waking life.
That night, the dream came with a warning.
The glowing figure appeared, more intense than ever. The first trial begins, it said. It will test your courage and your ability to trust. Failure will not be fatal, but it will set you back. Be ready. Anna felt a surge of determination. She knew this trial was coming, but the visitor gave no details.
She woke with a mixture of excitement and dread.
I don't know what it is, David, she said as they met, but it's coming soon, and we have to be ready. The next day, while walking home, Anna saw it, a small child trapped under a fallen tree branch in a park. Panic surged in the people around, but Anna felt calm, as if the visitor's presence guided her. She ran to the child, and with strength she didn't know she had, lifted the branch enough for the child to escape.
People stared, amazed. How did you? One bystander asked. Anna shook her head.
I just knew what to do. Later, in her journal, she wrote, the trial was not in lifting the branch. It was in trusting myself. The visitor's lesson was clear. Courage and clarity were not abstract, they had to be applied in the real world. Word of her actions spread quietly among the chosen. Some were inspired, others were fearful. Clara, who had struggled with doubt, confessed in a dream session.
I'm scared.
What if I fail like you say some will?
Then you try, Anna replied gently. We all will.
The visitors are preparing us, but we have to act ourselves. The visitors reinforced the lesson. Only through experience could the chosen grow. The dreams were the training ground, but the real tests were in the waking world. In the dream that night, Anna saw the dark, shapeless figure again, hovering over a city. This time, it moved closer, the shadow stretching toward the dreamers themselves.
It watches, the visitor whispered.
It tests patience and resolve. The first step is taken, but many more await.
Anna awoke sweating.
The shadow was not just a vision. It was a warning. The visitors' messages were urgent now. The events they had foreseen were beginning to unfold in reality, and the chosen had to be ready. Anna, Elias, and a small group of chosen began to coordinate in waking life, discreetly observing anomalies, helping those in danger, and recording everything. They felt an invisible thread connecting them, strengthened each time they acted with courage and insight. The visitor's voice echoed in Anna's mind at night. You see the world differently now. Use what you have learned. The first wave will pass, but it will not be the last. Stay vigilant, stay connected. Anna realized that the dream world and the waking world were intertwining. The visitors were teaching them that guidance alone was not enough. They had to act, to intervene, and to prepare humanity for what was coming. Despite her courage, Anna felt fear creeping in.
Could she truly handle what was coming? Could the chosen unite in time? She confided in David.
I don't know if we're ready. What if we fail?
Then we'll try again, he replied firmly.
And again.
We're learning, just like the visitors said.
Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Anna nodded, feeling her resolve strengthen. The trials would not be easy, but she knew she could no longer turn back. The night after Anna's first real-world test, the dream was urgent and vivid. The glowing visitor appeared, radiating an intensity Anna had never felt before. The first wave is only the beginning, it said. Greater challenges approach. You must awaken the others. Only through unity will you succeed. Anna saw visions of cities in turmoil, storms, fires, people panicked and lost. The shadow lingered, waiting, testing the resolve of the chosen. Do not fear the shadow, the visitor said softly. It is a mirror. Face it, and you will grow. Run, and it will consume your courage. Anna awoke with a racing heart, understanding that the next step would be more than simple acts of bravery. It would require leadership, guidance, and coordination. Anna and Elias decided to meet in person with the others who had been receiving dreams. They gathered in secrecy in a small, dimly lit room, each one wary and unsure. We can't ignore this anymore, Anna said, trying to steady her voice. The visitors are real. They are guiding us, preparing us. And if we don't act, others will suffer. Clara, still trembling from fear, whispered, What if we fail? What if it's too much for us? Then we support each other, Anna replied firmly. That's why we're together. That's why we were chosen. Slowly, tension gave way to determination. The chosen began to understand that their unity was essential to facing the trials ahead. The visitors began giving clearer instructions in dreams. Anna and the others learned to interpret symbols not only in dreams but in real-world events. Unusual weather patterns, sudden power failures, even seemingly random movements of people and animals. We are seeing the threads, Elias said one evening. We have to act where the threads intersect. They began to split tasks, monitoring danger zones, helping those in immediate need, and documenting everything for later understanding. The lessons from the dream world were becoming practical tools for survival.
Not everyone adapted easily. Fear and doubt created conflict.
Some of the chosen wanted to avoid responsibility. Others were reckless.
You can't just stand by. Anna shouted one evening.
The visitors are guiding us for a reason.
We have to act.
And what if your acting gets people hurt? Another snapped. The visitor appeared in the dream that night, calmer than before.
Conflict is natural.
Strength lies in listening and balancing. You will all make mistakes, but together, you will correct them. Anna realized that leadership would be tested as much as courage. She had to guide the group without crushing their individuality, teaching them to trust one another. The shadow appeared again in Anna's dream, closer and more defined than before. It whispered doubt, fear, and uncertainty, twisting her visions into nightmares.
It is testing you, the visitor said gently. Do not fight the fear.
Accept it, learn from it, and use it to strengthen your resolve.
Anna focused, forcing herself to confront the darkness.
Slowly, the shadow dissipated, leaving behind a faint, shimmering path, a guide for what was to come. The first major trial is near, the visitor said. You will need courage, wisdom, and unity. Begin now, for the world depends on your awakening. The next day, the chosen received a real-world challenge. A small town nearby faced an unexpected flood. Roads were blocked, and people were trapped. Anna and the others coordinated discreetly, using their heightened intuition and understanding of subtle signs. They guided rescuers, warned families, and predicted hazards before they occurred. It's like we can see the flow of events before they happen, Elias said, helping a stranded woman. The visitors prepared us for this, Anna replied. Every dream, every lesson, it was for this moment. The experience was exhausting but exhilarating. The chosen realized the magnitude of their responsibility. The visitors were not merely guides, they were preparing them to act as protectors. That night, Anna sat with her journal, reflecting on the events of the day. We are not just dreamers anymore, she wrote. We are actors in the world, guided by what is unseen. Courage is not enough, we must understand, connect, and act together.
David, standing nearby, nodded.
And I'll be here, every step. We all will be. The visitor's voice echoed softly in her mind. You have begun. The first wave has passed. Greater waves will come, and you must be ready. Together, you will face them, and the world will awaken.
Anna felt a mix of fear and hope.
The trials were only beginning, but she understood one thing clearly. The chosen were no longer alone, and the visitors were preparing them for something far greater than they could imagine. That night, the dream felt heavier, more vivid than ever. Anna stood in a vast hall of shimmering light, the visitor's presence encompassing the entire space. Anna, the voice began, calm yet powerful, you have learned courage and unity.
Now you must learn understanding.
The world faces forces unseen, tests that measure not only bravery but wisdom, compassion, and foresight. Images flashed in her mind, cities teetering on the brink of disaster, people making choices that would ripple across the globe, and shadows lurking in places humans could not perceive. The trials are not meant to break you, the voice continued. They are meant to awaken the potential within you and the others. Through understanding and connection, humanity can endure what is coming.
Anna awoke with a mix of awe and anxiety.
The scope of what the visitors were preparing them for was far greater than she had imagined. In waking life, Anna and the chosen intensified their efforts. They held secret meetings, sharing dreams, observations, and strategies. We need to anticipate, not just react, Anna said. Every dream is a clue, every vision a warning. Clara, who had once struggled with fear, was now contributing insights based on her own dream interpretations. The group realized that each person's perspective, however small, added to a collective understanding. Elias suggested mapping patterns from dreams onto real-world events. Slowly, the chosen began to see the invisible connections that guided them, a network of intuition and foresight. We are becoming what the visitors intend, Anna thought. A bridge between the unseen and the world. The next dream brought a new challenge. The chosen were placed on a bridge suspended over a bottomless chasm. Each step seemed impossible, the planks shifting beneath their feet. Trust each other, the visitor instructed. Alone, you will fall. Together, you will cross.
Fear gripped the group.
Some hesitated, frozen by the void below. Anna reached for Clara's hand,
then Elias's, guiding them forward. Step by step, the group moved as one, relying on coordination, communication, and trust. When they reached the other side, the visitor's voice whispered, "You have learned that unity is more than proximity. It is connection, understanding, and courage shared." Anna awoke, realizing that the lessons of the dream were directly applicable to the challenges they faced in the real world. The next day brought another real-world test. A small town faced a sudden landslide after days of heavy rain. Roads collapsed, and families were trapped. The chosen sprang into action, using the patterns they had identified from dreams to anticipate danger zones and guide emergency responses. Anna directed a rescue effort, recalling the lessons from the bridge: trust, coordination, and calm action under pressure. The villagers looked at them in awe, unaware of the invisible guidance that had saved lives. "We're only scratching the surface," Elias said, exhausted but determined. "Yes," Anna replied. "The visitors are preparing us for something far bigger." That night, the shadow appeared again, larger and darker, stretching across multiple dreamscapes simultaneously. "It tests patience and resolve," the visitor said. "You have faced the first wave of fear. The shadow now tests your vision and judgment. Do not ignore it, and do not fight blindly." Anna focused, feeling the interconnectedness of the chosen group. They were no longer individuals facing isolated trials. They were a network, capable of interpreting, predicting, and guiding. "We will not fail," she whispered, determination settling in her chest. In the dream, the visitors showed glimpses of future challenges: storms that would strike without warning, fires that would spread, and unseen forces influencing human behavior. "These trials are only the beginning," the voice said. "You must continue to learn, act, and guide. The world is awakening, and your role is vital. Fear and doubt will be present, but courage, wisdom, and unity will prevail." Anna awoke, heart pounding. She realized that the chosen were no longer merely observers. They were active participants in shaping the outcome of events, bridging dreams and reality. She looked at David and Elias, feeling the weight of responsibility and the growing strength of connection. "We are ready," she said quietly. "We have no choice but to be." Anna awoke to a subtle vibration in the air, a quiet hum that seemed to resonate from the earth itself. The visitor's presence was urgent, almost tangible. "The time has come," the voice said in her mind. "A trial of scale begins. The world faces forces beyond comprehension. You and the chosen must act as guides, protectors, and visionaries." She saw visions: multiple cities in chaos, storms and floods, people panicked and fleeing. The shadow moved over entire continents, testing the resolve of humanity itself. Anna knew that this was no longer a local event. What they were facing was global. In waking life, Anna convened the chosen. The room was tense, the weight of responsibility heavy on everyone's shoulders. "We've faced trials before," Anna said. "But this is different. The world is awakening, and we must guide it. Every vision, every dream, every instinct, use it now." Elias added, "We need coordination, communication, and trust. Any mistake could be catastrophic." Some of the chosen hesitated. Clara looked pale and fearful. "What if we can't reach everyone in time?" Anna placed a hand on her shoulder. "We do what we can, together. That's all anyone can do." The group nodded, understanding that unity would determine their effectiveness. Within days, the first major real-world trial emerged, an unprecedented storm system threatening multiple regions. Winds tore through cities, rivers flooded, and power grids failed. The chosen worked tirelessly, coordinating relief efforts using the patterns and warnings from their dreams. Anna predicted areas of collapse, Elias guided rescue teams, and Clara helped direct evacuations using intuitive cues from her dreams. "It's like we can see the storm before it hits," Elias said, astonished. "The visitors prepared us for this," Anna replied. "Every dream, every lesson, it was for this moment." The combined efforts of the chosen saved countless lives, though the storm left destruction in its wake. Not everyone was comfortable with the responsibility. A few of the chosen began to question their roles, fearful of mistakes and consequences. "We can't control everything," one shouted during a dream session. "What if people die anyway?" "Then we do what we can," Anna said firmly. "We cannot control everything, but we can guide, protect, and act with courage." The visitor appeared in the dream, luminous and calm. "Doubt is natural. Fear is inevitable. Strength lies in action despite them. You are not alone, but you must act. Anna realized that leadership was more than guiding others, it was sustaining courage when others faltered. That night, the shadow loomed larger than ever, stretching across dreamscapes and reality alike. Its whispers sowed fear, uncertainty, and mistrust among the chosen. It seeks to divide, the visitor said. Do not yield. Trust in one another and in yourselves. Anna focused, linking mentally with the other chosen. She felt their thoughts, fears, and determination. Together, they formed a unified front, and the shadow recoiled, unable to pierce their collective strength. This is the power of unity, the visitor said. It is your greatest weapon. In a final dream for the night, the visitors revealed more. A vision of humanity at a crossroads, threatened by forces unseen but guided by those who could perceive and act. You are the bridge, the voice said. Between the unseen and the world. Between fear and courage. Between chaos and guidance. The trials will continue, but the awakened will prevail. Anna awoke with clarity. The visitors were not just preparing them for individual challenges, they were preparing a network of humans capable of guiding the world through unprecedented crises. She looked at David and Elias, determination in her eyes. We are ready, she said. Not because we are perfect, but because we will not stand alone. The night was unlike any Anna had experienced. The dream world expanded into an endless horizon of light and shadow. The visitor's presence was immense, surrounding her and the chosen. The culmination is near, the voice said. The shadow tests all that you have learned. Courage, wisdom, unity, and action will be your guide. Fear will rise, but it will not define you. Anna saw visions of cities, people, storms, fires, and shadows, all overlapping, chaotic, yet connected. You are ready, the visitors whispered. Face the shadow, not as individuals, but as one. Her heart raced, but clarity settled over her. Everything the visitors had taught, the courage, the connection, the lessons from dreams, led to this moment. In the dream, the shadow appeared fully, massive and dark, stretching across the horizon. Its voice was a whisper of doubt, fear, and despair. You cannot stop me. You are weak. You will fail. Anna stepped forward, joined by Elias, Clara, and the others. Together, they reached out mentally and spiritually, linking thoughts, courage, and purpose. We are not alone, Anna said firmly. We are one. The shadows surged, trying to break their unity, whispering fears and insecurities. But the chosen held fast, acting in unison, grounding each other, amplifying courage through connection. Slowly, the darkness began to dissipate, replaced by shimmering light. The shadow, though immense, could not withstand the strength of coordinated human will. This is the power of connection, the visitors said. Not just courage or action alone, but unity. When Anna awoke, she felt a profound change. The dreams had merged subtly with reality. The invisible thread she had been tracking now seemed more visible, patterns more clear. The chosen had become not only guides but anchors for the world. People who had previously been asleep to subtle signs, natural rhythms, and unseen forces were now beginning to notice them. Humanity itself seemed to awaken slightly, prepared for guidance. The trials will continue, the visitors whispered, gently fading from her mind, but the awakened will shape what comes. You are the bridge between what is and what must be. In the following days, storms and disasters continued, but the chosen, guided by intuition and dreams, intervened effectively. Communities were helped, lives were saved, and subtle but vital changes occurred. Anna, Elias, Clara, and the others worked together, coordinating efforts in secret but effectively. Their connection, born from dreams and strengthened in the waking world, allowed them to act decisively, guiding humanity through trials without revealing the full scope of the unseen forces at play. We've done more than survive, Anna said quietly to David one evening. We've begun to shape the world for the better. The visitors were right, David said. We aren't alone, and we never were. Anna had one final dream, calm and luminous. The visitors appeared, their forms radiant and comforting. The work is ongoing, they said. The shadow remains, but you have learned the greatest truth. Courage is strengthened through connection, and the unseen can guide, but it is the human will that acts. They showed visions of the future, a world that could withstand trials,
guided by the awakened, where fear was acknowledged but not allowed to control. Continue, the visitors said. Guide, protect, teach. Your awakening is the beginning of humanity's path forward. Anna awoke with peace and purpose, understanding her role. The visitors had prepared them, but it was humanity's own strength and unity that would endure. The chosen continued their work, now a network of intuition, courage, and connection. They acted quietly but effectively, guiding humanity through crises both seen and unseen. Anna looked at her journal, filled with dreams, visions, and lessons. It was a testament not only to the visitors but to human resilience, collaboration, and courage. We were chosen, Anna thought, not just to see, but to act. And now, the world is a little more awake, a little more prepared, because of us. The visitors' presence faded, leaving only the subtle hum of awareness and guidance, a reminder that the unseen could be trusted, but it was the human heart and will that truly shaped the world.